What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Blitz with Blake. I'm here with a very special guest today, Mr. D'Anthony. Is that how you say it?
Yes, sir.
Mr. D'Anthony Hall Steele. How are you, D'Anthony?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Fantastic, sir. Thank you for asking. D'Anthony, why don't you, before we get into what we're going to talk about today, why don't you let everyone know where they can find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter, ODM_Famo36, IG ODM_Famo. Huncho _Huncho, and Snapchat, all that, D Steel one. You can reach me out to Snapchat and all that, but everything, that's all my social media right there.
Hell yes, dude. So I am currently tweeting right now. So it's interesting. D'Anthony reached out to me and asked if he could come on the show. And D'Anthony, let everyone know, like, kind of explain, like, why the topic. You asked me if we could talk about it and kind of get into what made you think of it and how, I guess, just why you reached out. Kind of what you were telling me before we started.
Well, while I was talking about, small schools and the opportunity was so small for us and going through COVID, but I feel like I'm talking for a lot of people who I, got in contact with, playing the National Bowl with, combine with, but there's a lot of athletes, who didn't get a chance, to keep getting, chasing their dreams off, going off, trying to, you getting sold so many things coming out, college and stuff like that. So you just thinking so much about it. Everybody got goals in life. Every dream I was gonna be in the NFL. I was just playing something you love. So just to see a couple dudes I've been around, and just seeing people having the experience, just feel like they want to give up. And I want to be that type of person to know you don't have to give up. Keep fighting because there's always a new year. You got new goals you can get. But stay on the main focus. Chase your dreams. Because you never want to regret on not chasing it and just trying to give up because you didn't have the right opportunity. So, that's how I feel about it.
For sure, for sure. So, D'Anthony, where did you kind of let everyone know where you went to school at? Where'd you go to school?
Originally, I just, got done with Friends University for 2 years, but I went JUCO my first 2 years, the Arkansas Baptist Community College in Little Rock. And then I transferred to Friends University, in Wichita, Kansas. Did my junior year, my senior year there, finished there, went to the National Combine and, were blessed to make it to one of the, national bowls, one of the big bowls for small school kids. So, just thank you for that. But it was a blessed opportunity, what I'm saying, just to make it out of small school like that. So, just put your name out there. It's like you work 10 times harder, even more for, being in a small school. So, yeah.
I feel you on a much smaller scale. I went to like a small high school, and it was super hard for me to get my name out there, just to play college baseball. I had to grind for sure. Obviously, your level of grind is much higher than what I had to do. I did it on a much smaller scale, but I definitely feel you to a certain degree. Small schools don't get a lot of opportunities, and it's super frustrating to me. Like, I went to several small schools, small high school, small college. Shout out Tyler Pacholi. He's one of my boys. He just signed a contract with an independent league team. So slowly but surely, small school guys getting out there.
Yeah. That's a blessing right there.
What position do you play at Friends?
Play middle linebacker.
What's your height?
6'2".
Weight?
238.
Woo!
Yeah.
What's your 40 time? Do you know it still off the top of your head?
Last time I ran it, I want to say I ran the 4.7, and then it was a 4.7. Then went to the National Combine, but I didn't get to run it because I was trying to be iffy, but I wanted to make sure I can be in the right time. But I was training with my trainers. I got it down to a 4.65, so I'm trying to get there. So.
Hell yeah, dude. Are you still grinding, trying to get on a squad somewhere?
Oh, most definitely. I ain't gonna never give up on my dreams. Like my big brother say, going to distance. Derek Moncrief. He always, and did that in my head. You gotta keep on going. But he made it to the league. He, had to be humble. You know what I'm saying? it's no way I can't make it either. So so I've been getting reached out to the BC Lions, so Western One, Rough Riders, Stampeders. I'm looking at opportunities, trying to get a workout whenever we get a workout, so
Yeah, right,
because
right.
the COVID been messing a lot of things up. So you just never know. But I'm just trying to stay ready and stay. My main focus is being somewhere, what I love to do. So that's all I'm focusing on.
So I do have kind of, I guess, rolling off of that. So with CFL teams reaching out to you,
Yeah, so
um, do it. How does COVID affect like your training schedule? Like, how hard is it to train?
it's it's really it's difficult now, but we got one of the best trainers, and I say in my eyes, we've been training me since friends. His name Flo Nipper. He's been training me. We go outside, we got a field where I stay at. We go on like somebody football field, high school football field, train. Just be training. We try to go to every gym that's best available for us. What we're working on that day. Just trying to get it in. Every time when he's free, got to work around people's schedules. So but we've been doing very well with it. So we just continue to increase what we're doing. So that's it.
See, so it's interesting, and it kind of, the reason I asked that is because I've had a couple like MMA fighters on my show, and
Yeah.
they went through the same thing, right? Like they were like, that's the hardest part is you can't train right now, like
Mm-hmm.
nowhere, and that was when gyms were closed too, like all the gyms were closed. So,
Okay.
that's one of the things that they said. They were like, it's tough because you have to be mentally tough all the time to continue on to chase kind of your end goal or your dream. But then they were like, it adds an extra layer when you can't even train to do or get better at what you're trying to do. So,
Okay.
what like when you go to the gym and stuff, do you you just do you focus on multiple things to try to get like as much out of it, or like at one time, or do you do like just one set thing a day to try to get that much better at one thing, I guess, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I see what you're coming from. Just like for instance, we working on upper body. We're focused on everything on the upper body. Your triceps, biceps, forearm. We're working on everything that day, what arms consist of, and what we can do with any machine just to work on the arm body. And if we want to do a little bit of cardio, we always start with cardio, finish with cardio, abs, all that. Just focusing on the main thing that can strengthen you up and not, will lead you and extend your further your career wherever you playing that, so you will have no injuries. So this is what we focus on every day.
Okay. So what I'm curious about too is talk about, obviously, junior college is an interesting topic because
Yeah.
like when I scouted, I had, if I met with kids that had like that needed to go JUCO, or I thought would benefit going JUCO, I would suggest it. And I always thought it was interesting because so many kids that I dealt with were like, "Oh no, I want to go D1," like instantly, right? But it's
Yeah.
funny because, dude, junior college football is nuts, dude. It's nuts. There's so much talent out there. It's crazy. Talk a little bit about like your junior college experience.
Well, people don't understand about JUCO is so different in people's eyes and thinking it's gonna be a cakewalk because people don't understand. Is there a lot of D1 rejects or that got kicked off the team that need to go JUCO or didn't get the grades to go D1. You got 5 stars, 4 stars going to one of the top JUCOs ever, and you competing with them because a lot of people probably don't understand. Right now, I just heard about JUCO. Now they changed it, but it was 8 when we was playing the JUCO. Now they cutting down to 6, like outside outside state players for JUCO, and everybody else gonna be in state JUCO players. So it's just kind of it's working hard. It's competitive. First day you in there, you gotta compete. You gotta compete just to stay on the team. You gotta compete to find a place on the team. You know what I'm saying? Because that one day you mess up or miss a thing, JUCO coaches is way different than D1 coaches. But you on a scholarship, you trying to get one in JUCO, you trying to get one to play in JUCO. So you mess up any day. It's like the mindset. You mess up, like my old coach said, Coach Levine. You don't want it bad enough if you lose. If you don't show up one day or not on time, that means you don't want it bad enough, because I ain't seen people personally get cut off the team. Got sent home the same night on the bus or flight, you know what I'm saying? So it's way different than the D1, because it's you competing. Soon you step foot, you competing for sure.
Should I add Quentin to the chat right here at the bottom?
Oh, you can most definitely.
What up, Quentin? Oh shit!
What up?
Hey, what up? What up, dude? How are you?
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can.
All right. You doing all right?
Yeah, man. How about you?
Doing good. We're doing pretty good.
Good deal. You know D?
Yeah, man. We went to school. We went to school together, man. It's like my brother.
At Friends?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, okay. All right. Now we're adding an extra layer. Couple guys. Okay, I love it. Love it. So great transition point here. So talk about, I guess both of you, talk about like your experience at Friends and how COVID affected everything that was going, like how it affected your experiences there, I guess.
Who, me or D?
Either one. Who wants to go first?
Well, I feel like it affected me because it was my senior year when it affected me. Coming off spring break, you know, you're thinking you're going to come back to school for the couple more months you got before you graduate, and you get sent home, you know. Automatically, you know, you gotta leave that Friday. So that's how I got sent. You know, I got to leave the campus on that Friday. I'm just getting back, you know, because they had sent, you know, kept us. I was in Texas for my spring break. Then that's not how it started. So, you know, they told me we had to stay if you had went out of state for spring break another week. So as soon as I get back, you know, I feel like when people say, "Oh, the real life gonna hit you fast when you get out of college," it's just like it hit me, you know, unexpectedly, because you know you wasn't prepared for that. Nobody want to see their senior year get cut short, especially in college. You know, your last ride. So you know, most definitely it was kind of rough, but you know, we came around it. You know, just staying humble and you know, keep moving forward. You know, it's just a little bump in the road, but it was like a testimony. But you know, you can already overcome it. So that's how I feel about it.
So Quentin, what are you a senior now, or are you done at Friends too?
Oh no, I'm not at Friends anymore now. I'm currently trying to find another school to enroll in so I can, you know, continue my journey. It was a
For
pause
sure.
at Friends, but you know, now I'm just, you know, at home trying to get my money right, trying to maintain, stay healthy, stay in shape, just, you know, find another road, another path.
So what position you play?
I play DB. I could play wide receiver if I wanted to, but mainly just a defensive back. Like I could do corner and safety. It doesn't matter as long as it's on the defensive side.
So how does COVID, I guess, and I asked D this earlier, but so you said you're training and trying to keep your body healthy, everything like that. How has COVID affected like all of your training periods?
Nah, I won't lie to you. Training, like the COVID aspect, it did affect me a lot because at one point in time I did have it. So after that, it was like, okay, after this, I really got to get back in shape. Like I was losing weight, I was tired, I didn't have no energy, and after that, it kind of like changed me a little bit because I had a different mindset. It's like, okay, now I really need to get back into it because I'm not gonna be feeling the same. My energy ain't gonna be the same. So I gotta really like double up on what I need to do in order to stay like healthy and maintain, do what I have to do. Because if I didn't, then I'd probably like, you know, be stuck in the rut, just be sitting here talking about, man, I had COVID and, you know, just sitting there not doing nothing with it. But, you know, it kind of motivates you once you kind of have it. And then people that ask you, like, yeah, it wasn't no joke. So.
See, I haven't had it yet, and that's what I was gonna ask you is how it is, because I've heard it's shit. I haven't had it yet, but like I feel like every time that I like get like a little sniffle, I'm like, oh shit, here we go, dude. I got COVID. Like I freak out about it because I like where I work, I'm like out there shaking hands, like a bunch of other shit. So yeah, that shit's wild. So dude, here's what it comes down to. I think as far as football goes, here's an interesting question I have. So when it comes down to it, obviously COVID affected a lot of different aspects, training, everything like that. But one thing to focus on, and the question I have for both of you, is really as far as COVID goes, what did it do to like your college lives in general? Like, because obviously you can't go out with friends, you can't like do a bunch of shit. Like, how much did that affect your mental state at the same time as affecting like your athletic state?
I would say it played a big role at it sometimes because sometimes you feel like, dang, is this shit gonna be over with? Is it gonna ever be over with? And it's just like you wanna be safe too at the same time because you're not only caring about yourself, you're caring about your family who you're staying with too. So you don't want to go out too much and then come back and affect the family who you're staying with. You probably don't have it, but you probably can carry it and give it to somebody, and somebody can't fight it like he was blessed to beat it. So it's just like you gotta be cautious, but everybody want to be out. Some people want you gotta get out. You gonna lose your mind staying in the house. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you just gotta be cautious while other people and be safe at the same time because a lot of people in this world right now, I feel like it's showing people how to be careful. Because back in the day, before COVID, a lot of people were nasty. Just be honest. So it's just like you gotta grow up and really worry about what you're doing with your body and what you're doing, how you taking care of yourself, than trying to affect somebody else. So it's just play a big role in it. But for right now, like for the most part, everybody been staying positive, staying out away, wearing a mask, working out with the mask on, just staying away 6 feet, just as it's difficult at the same time, but you gotta get over it because you gotta deal with it. But you never know when it's gonna be over with. So
Yeah, it's gonna be here for a minute, so you just might as well just deal with it. Either you fight through it or you let it take you over. So,
No doubt, no doubt. So you both, Quentin, you're currently looking for a school, you said, and D, you went through the recruiting process not only junior college wise, but to get to Friends.
yeah.
Talk a little bit about like both of your recruiting paths and how the recruitment path was for you.
Uh, Coming out of high school, I played for Prattville, Alabama. Well, I played in high school up there, one of the top teams in Alabama high school. Um, I was coming out my senior year. I wouldn't say I was like one of the big, people coming out my school that year. Before I had an injury, my ankle. I had got looked at by Auburn, Tennessee. I had Troy, South Alabama. Like mostly every school that came in Alabama, besides Alabama, then Tennessee. The crazy thing is about that situation is I got a phone call probably like 2 days before, because I know in my mind, my mom and mine, I'm thinking I'm still gonna go to like Tennessee, because they had offered me, So, I think my coach called me. Called my parents. I'm gonna call my mom, to be honest, like before signing day, and they already had it. It was like it's a business, so at that time I was kind of mad, but now I'm grown up and seeing at it. They already had sent me the JUCO, and I ain't even know nothing about it. They had told me I'm signing with this JUCO, Arkansas Baptist, and all this. At the time, I'm like, what I'm saying? I guess when I'm injured, okay, I get the next man up. So I took that as I was kind of pissed off about it. But when you look at it, I couldn't help the team at the time in Tennessee if I'm injured, and you got somebody else you can get in there ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it like that. But JUCO, like I was telling you like earlier, yeah, it's a dog fight, dog eat world. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like for all the young cats that want to go JUCO, you had a mind state because you definitely you can't go back. If you turn your back way, that means you just run away from any options, or you can't just overcome because that's like right there. Like I feel like I'm more close to people in JUCO than anybody like I went to school with because you really have to survive. That's the dog eat world out there, so you got to survive with your brothers who you've been on the field with forever. So a lot of people don't see that. And transitioning to Arkansas to Friends, it was kind of different. It was very kind of different in that aspect because when I found out I couldn't go Division 2, but I got offered by Division 2, I couldn't go because I'm a Division 1. Division 2 was already, time was gone. And a lot of kids don't know that right now. Like when you start college, your timer is ticking, and people don't understand that. You think you can go JUCO one time and go back, It all starts with your academics at the school, how many semesters you took at that school, a lot of stuff, because that plays a big role. And a lot of people don't tell people that, the kids that these days. I had to learn the hard way, and I had no choice to go NIA. So that was kind of my downfall, but at the same time, like I was blessed, and I would never want to, change it up ever. You know what I'm saying? So it was a big part of me humbling and trying to figure out my stuff. And I was in this point of like, dang, if I'm gonna ever get out of France, out of this small school, I'm gonna ever get looked at it. So I just trained myself better and better outside that senior year. I was just really trying to reach out like I reached out to you. Had to reach out, send my film out because it's a smaller school. You get overlooked at a lot. So, but you got dogs everywhere. You gonna always gonna get looked at. If your film talk about it, I don't talk about my stuff, and my film gonna show it for itself. So that's how I was blessed to get the opportunities how I've been getting. So that's how I like it.
What about you, Quinn?
My journey was just a little bumpy, just because from high school I had to move high schools because one of them they had zoned me to a different one. It was right down the street from my house, so I had to go to there, and it was smaller too, and it was brand new. It was a big school, but we had got put in the 5A immediately, so we had to play like all the top ranked high schools right off the bat. First year 2017, and second year 2018. It wasn't gonna be the best because coach didn't have all the right players and playmakers where he wanted to be. So after that, I was like, okay, I'm already getting looked at by these smaller D2 schools, some D1 like Division A or Double A. But I was like, okay, I just got to figure out like where I want to play. Like if I actually want to go and like wait a couple years or actually go somewhere and like actually play. So I was like, okay, cool. I went to France. I had a couple offers from like probably three D2 schools and then one Arkansas Pine Bluff. It was Arkansas Baptist. I could have went there, but my time crunch is like going like that. So I was like, I ain't really got that much time to decide. So it was either between France, I could start and play, or another school, Arkansas, and then one in South Carolina. But that's a little far from home. I ain't used to that. So I was like, okay, I'm either stay a little closer or I'm gonna go to France where I can actually start. And then once they showed me, I got on campus. They showed me a love. They was cool. I was like, okay, I could actually, probably vibe out here. I could actually start, get to know people, see where my career goes. And then it's like a little bit closer to home because, the environment was just like home. It was cool. It was smooth. And then next thing you know, I started playing. Started as a true freshman, did my thing, waited a couple games because, coach didn't really know me like that. He had to evaluate me. So I was like, okay, cool, no biggie I can't do. Like, what I'm saying? I'm a true freshman. I can get it going. All I got to do is maintain, stay focused. I played through majority of my freshman year until I got hurt. Probably like the third or fourth game, and then after that, I had a different mindset. It was like I could either stay here, get healthy, and try to go back and do what I did my first year, or I could find somewhere else, get better, get in more shape, see what I could do, what I could learn from this, and just go from there. But after my first year, like it really opened my eyes because that was my first year in college. You get to see things, coaches, people are different. You got to maintain really, what I'm saying, be on your stuff because they don't know nothing much in college until you get to college. So I was like, okay, this is fine. And then when I met my boy D second semester, he like, what I'm saying, really helped me out because I was a freshman. He was a junior. He was like, bro, you can come stay with me, what I'm saying, put you under my wing, you can get a job. He was like, you already starting, so that's already one thing you got under your belt. And then it just went from there. And then, but after that, it was like, okay, I got to find something better, what I'm saying, for me to get better, proceed, and to do what I got to do. So, I left, started working, trying to save some money, and then now just on to, what I'm saying, another path. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. So I'm kind of, really looking forward to that now. All I got to do is stay in shape, stay motivated, keep it going, really.
Sure. Absolutely. And that was actually you kind of halfway answered my next question. So I was going to ask like how you guys became so close, what your friendship, was. Obviously you guys are going out on the same side of the ball every day and everything else. So I'm sure that has a big role in it, but kind of talk about like your guys' friendship, how you guys met and the brotherhood as you guys called it.
Oh man. To be honest, I ain't talked to him like the first part of the season. I ain't talked to him because I ain't talked to no freshmen. I'm coming from JUCO. I ain't talking to no freshmen. I was just like hanging with the vibe persons I met when I first came up there. The same junior linebacker that came at the same time with me was Sonny Brown. So I gotta attached with him. Me and him was vibing. You know, a couple more JUCO players who transferred at the same time as me. That's all the people I knew. I ain't want to talk to no lower class. You know, you know what I'm saying? Who they got to earn their spot. You know, but I had the mindset of JUCO. You got to earn your position. Let me talk to, because a lot of people don't see that. So you know, it's kind of funny how we started talking, because I want to say, it was like it was a walkthrough. Exactly, it was a walkthrough. I think one of the DBs didn't show up and walkthrough, so the head coach had pointed at Quentin and said, "This is how he got his first career start." They told him, "Oh, well, suit up, you know, be ready." But he was on special teams. He won a special teams award every week. He won. He won. Like, it got so normal. Everybody knew who was gonna win the special team award after the game was him. So, but I want to say, coach said, "Oh yeah, he's on. You starting?" And I guess he came right beside me in the huddle, you know, the starting huddle. And I looked at him and I was like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna see what you're talking about, you freshman, fresh meat." And I want to say after the game, he did good. You know what I'm saying? He was, you know, he held it down. He was like, I want to say I was impressed. You know, so after that, and that's how we came with friendship, because he was always on the side. I was calling plays on him, basically. Because every time I looked this way, we would make eye contact. So I'm talking to him. So we get on the sideline talking to him more. Everybody was talking, you know, everybody communicating, but you know, I'm talking to him more because he's the youngest on the field, all that. And after that, I want to say after the season, that's how we really got close. Um, it's kind of funny because I had invited him to my apartment one night, and it just sparked it out. Like, you know what? Well, we was both in the library that one night, and we end up going back to my room, kicking it. I like to cook chicken in my room. I was cooking chicken, honestly, and that's how we got adapted to each other. You know, he came in there, kicked it. I was cooking chicken. We just started vibing. And next thing you know, it was an everyday thing. After that day, it was like an everyday thing. After the workouts or something, bam, we're going back to the room playing the game, chilling, vibing. Then it just ended up being a brotherhood, especially in like my second semester coming back. We came back together. Then I went to spring break. That's how I met his family. I just got adapted to him. And the crazy thing is, my whole junior year, I played with a broken ankle and didn't even know it. And he took care of me, honestly, when I had surgery. So it was kind of rough. And that's why I said having that dog mentality, because I already had screws in my left ankle, but me playing through it, a lot of people can't play through that stuff, you know. And I never knew my ankle was broken, but I was telling them, I'm telling my coaches, like, hey, something wrong with my ankle, right? It gets swole every practice. After a game, I can't walk for real. Had to put a boot on. But I played every game, man. It was like something wrong with my ankle. And I guess when I finally got my x-rays, the crazy thing is, because he was with me, the lady was like, jeez, don't know how you walking. Do not know how you was running. And, when I had surgery, he was with me. And then we got closer because I don't like needles, but you can't see right now, but I got a lot of tattoos, right? And, I don't like needles shot in me, but a lot of people are like, you got a lot of tattoos. No, I don't like that type of needle, but he was right there beside me. That's how we grew up, because he took care of me.
That's
honestly.
one thing. He got a lot of tattoos, but if he see a needle, he would almost want to pass out. He'll drop in a heartbeat. I'd be like, bro, you just getting a shot, bro. I'm not finna look at no needle, bro. I'm not finna do that. I'm like, all right, man. When they showed me the X-rays, I was low-key like, how are you playing? Because at first they had him knocked out, and then they took him to the back, and then they showed me. So his X-ray was normal. It's supposed to be like this, but his was almost completely gone. And the only thing that was holding him together was his screws. He was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, little man. I don't know how your brother's still playing. He been doing this for how long? I was like, it's been a year. And he was like, that's one
year.
That's one tough dude. They was like, so what they been doing for him? They just telling him to ice it, wrap it up, and keep going. Me and him both knew it was hurting, because when games would be cold, he would be still. In some games it wouldn't, he'd be fine. But after practice, it's always a limp. They'll ask him, are you okay? But it's more to it than just a limp, coach. You really need to find out what's going on. But when they showed me the X-ray, I was like, yo, you shouldn't even be walking. But I mean, he held it down. I don't know how, but he did.
That's the old college athlete treatment right there. I'll just wrap it up, ice it. It'll be all right.
Yeah, man. take some ibuprofen. Yeah, you feel me? I was like, that ain't gonna
He
work
was
every
low-key
time.
different in Kansas. He was a different breed in Kansas. I don't know how that happened, but he did it.
It's tough, but
It's interesting though, like how like friendships in college are always interesting how they develop. Like I remember one of my like good friends in college that I'm still friends with now. He was a pitcher, same situation. He was like a younger guy than me, and he came in as a freshman, and I was like, I wasn't really talking to him a ton. And then just one day, he said something to me, and I said something smart ass back, and then eventually we just started talking. One day I was just like, hey, why don't you come over for a beer, bud? And we sat down, and that was that. And now we're fucking closer than close. So talk a little bit about the National Scouting Combine. I'm interested to hear about that.
yeah. That's a scout combine. I was training hard that whole time. When I got invited, there was just like a new level of me of training. Because I was coming off an injury. I'm just trying to. I really was just focused on getting my ankle back straightened up. Then when I got the invite, by my coach, Coach Tabor, he was sending my film out trying to get me out there. Real stand up coach. There's a lot of coaches don't do that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of coaches just do for their job. You know what I'm saying, like that. So I want to say I'm thankful for getting him, being my coach and like really giving me that opportunity. And after that, it just went up from there. I got there. I stayed with my boy named Jamal Ware. He's from the same state, only like 15 to 25 minutes away from me. He stayed in Birmingham, Alabama. So we connected like that. We had to stay in the same hotel room. Me and him had room together because we had played in the National Bowl before we came to the National Combine, Scout Combine, like 2 months prior to that. So the mindset was like, when getting up there, I was trying to do better than him. We were trying to push each other, just because we're in the same state and, coming from a small school, just like a lot of people don't do that, it was blessings though that let us go into the Indy on, the same week of the combine, the NFL. Got to meet a lot of, cool dudes in the NFL. Being inside, and a lot of people ain't gonna never be inside Indy, Indianapolis, on the stadium, especially on draft, combine week. It's just like it was just like a little kid just looking at that, because you've been watching it all your life. Just to be a part of the draft, that was just something, in the combine, it's something a lot of people can't say where I'm from. This is just a lot of kids wish they could be playing college football and never get the opportunity to get there. So I'm forever grateful to be in that situation. I can truly, tell everybody I've been a part of that, and a lot of people can't take that away from me and my experience, or the memories. So it was one of the best things, and I'm thankful for the National Campus now. Scouting Combine giving me a chance out there. You know, Jay, Kimber, all them guys, hosted it, treated us like more than royalty, made sure it was fair, made sure we was in the top tier hotels, just make sure it was good. And then forever thankful for them, giving us a chance out there. If it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't be here right now. So, just I'm thankful for them. And it's just a blessing to get there and be there. So it's like a little kid. I can't explain it, because it's like you get there, you be there. It's like you're in the same hotel room with people who in the draft. Like you see a Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs. I see Henry Ruggs, and he stayed in the same city, Montgomery. It's just you seeing people, you see local. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it was just a blessing. Daniel Thomas, all the people that was in front of me, just seeing people in the same neighborhoods and the same people we played across in high school. It's just like, there's no way I can't play that, Mac Wilson, all them, all the great guys who came in front of me. So it's just like, it was a good, experience to talk to them, be around them, just give me the ins and outs was going to be in the combine, all of that. So it was just a major blessing. It's just something that I was always cherished for the rest of my life, honestly.
So let me ask you this. So I know like one of my good friends that I was talking about a second ago, like him and I always had competitions. He was another pitcher. Did you guys go back and forth, little trash talk competitions on the field and shit?
No, most definitely. That's just a part of life. That's a part of the game. If you're not talking smack to your partner or your teammate, but you expect him, you expect him to be the best of the best, you know. So he gonna push you like you gotta push him, you know. You gotta motivate them, and some people don't understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of athletes, we gonna talk smack, but you gotta know who to talk to, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of kids, you know, take it in different ways. You know, if you got the right person, he probably can get talked to like cussing at him, all that, and that motivate him. And you got other people, you get cussed at, he in his feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So it's all, it's really who you hang out with, and you know who people, who's really about that, you know, that dog mentality, and you know who just a little plucky. So it's just like it's all two different things. You gotta just learn how to talk to people. So you know what I'm saying? But most definitely, you gotta talk smack. That's the part of the game. Like, you know, people across, you know, if you playing against your buddy and he on a different team, he on offense, oh yeah, I'm talking mad
Gotta let
stuff.
them know.
I'm talking mad stuff. Like, you not gonna score on me, you not gonna do nothing. You're not gonna get this first down. You're not about that. You're not really, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I know that's my dog, you know, he's number love outside the field. So, but between the lines, oh yeah, I ain't got no friends. I'm talking smack for sure. I'm talking smack for sure.
Uh, that shit's so funny. I love doing that shit when I was playing. I was that shit was so much fun, dude. So another thing, I had another question, just left my mind actually. Oh man, what was it? Oh yeah. So like let's say when you guys were both at Friends, what's a game or a moment in a game that you guys will never forget that you both experienced?
Hey, we gonna talk about Drake again?
I wouldn't even say my boy Drake. I would say it's a play that I'll, I'll really probably regret for somebody broke a record on it against me. Well,
Against us.
I broke on the ball on the slant, and I already had a broke thumb at the time. I couldn't catch at all, but I tipped it and went in the air over the head, and it just ended up in the wide receiver hands that he scored and broke a record. You know, his whole college team. He had the most touchdowns in the yards in that game when he off that tip, and they won the game off that tip too. So that's most definitely a game I'll never forget it after. But if I want to say the biggest game of my life that we had to come back 21-0 a Southwestern. Sorry, my boy. I love you, boy. Jesse Drake. Well, we lost the game in 2 seconds. At the end, we came all the way back 21-21. 2 seconds left on the clock. He threw it up. My boy, I don't know, he misread the ball, whatever, but just know we lost in 2 seconds of the game. We had to fought that game back. We fought really hard, and
That was the hardest game.
that was tough. That was just really tough.
Is that you have the same answer, Quentin?
Yeah, man, that was just a tough one to swallow because it's like I'm already a freshman, you know, watching on the field. I didn't already got my minutes, so they was like, okay, you gonna switch you out for the last, you know, what I'm saying, couple seconds. I was like, okay, I mean, we got a couple seconds because we already got this in the bag. We got the crowd in the background. We doing good. We got the momentum. Man, he called the play. We told him to back up. We already knew it was coming. We already anticipated it. Hey, my man, he finna go deep. He been doing this all game. Right, back up, man. He gonna go deep. Called the play. He tried to anticipate the ball, missed it, do it down the field. Everybody looking in shock because we already know what's gonna happen. It's 2 seconds left on the game. We could have easily won that, but you know what I'm saying. He just misread the play and game was over just like that. Like we had the momentum and everything. Crowd was on our side. We had good energy the whole game, and we came back. We was already losing, but we had brought it back after the second half. And then once that happened, we were just like, wow, that really did happen. Like, and this was going to be like a major game too. I was just in awe. Like we couldn't say nothing. We couldn't do nothing. Everybody was just like, France had that. But once it happened, we were just like, hey man, really keep your head up, bro. You really nothing you can do after that. You just gotta either help him out and you know what I'm saying, encourage the team and just keep it moving from there. But that one was definitely a tough one to swallow.
Well, you saying moments. I got a lot of moments on me. You know, it's a lot of moments that I wish I was out on. I could never get subbed out. I missed a lot of interceptions. There's a lot of stuff that, you know, there's some memories that I wish I can go back and catch, you know, do some things, but it is what it is. I had a lot of pass breakups that could have been interception easily, but I just don't understand. At the time, I was just all down bad. I was broken up bad, but Played through it. Ain't no excuses to catch on picks, but it is what it is. I want to say I probably got the one of the big memories. I don't think you know about the Q. We played against a dude named Ed in McPherson, in the quarterback number 5. He broke every single tackle on defense. I promise you. And I think I was the last one trying to make a tackle. My thumb, literally, this already over here. These two were broke. I couldn't even wrap. And it's freezing cold. One of the coldest games we ever played. Probably -2 or -3 in Kansas. We were playing in McPherson. That he's a dog. No, most definitely he's a dog. Ain't no. He's most definitely probably that. He's like the Lamar Jackson of McPherson, and then in my eyes, he's like the Lamar Jackson, hands down. You watch this film, I promise you, you be like, bro got some feet. He got some sweet feet. But I remember I think we was going to halftime, and they were like, just watch the read option. He probably gonna kneel. He had the formation like he was gonna kneel. So everybody just stopped. He literally took off, and everybody was shocked. But it was like it was in a kneel formation, like everybody from going to halftime. It was freezing cold now. You just really go to the locker room. It's freezing. You trying to unthaw.
Yeah, right.
So he didn't take the knee. He left. I mean, everybody missed him. Everybody got him wrapped up. Me, I'm a physical hitter, so I really don't wrap up anyway. And you know what I'm saying? In my mindset, I can't wrap up anyway. This whole hand messed up, so I can't grip anything. It's already freezing cold. So I think I was like one of the last two people trying to hit him. It was over. He shook me. I was just flying. He shook me, most definitely shook me. It was something that I just remember getting up, had snow all in my face. So I remember that most definitely. So that was probably one of the most embarrassing moments. But the best get got me. It just depends on. I'm not gonna get got more than I get. So that's how it is. That's how I feel about it. But those some good memories though. College, I wish I can go back, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Same. Talk about. I'm interested. What was the culture like at Friends in Arkansas?
That's a tough one right there. Because Arkansas, the culture was just win. Every team want to win, but in Arkansas, I think we had some troopers, like some real troopers, like playing on the defense side and offensive side. We was just playing against some dogs in JUCO though. Like you had Blinn, Navarro, New Mexico Institute. We was just playing top tier. We played against D.D. Westbrook. We didn't play against people who's in the NFL. And it was tough. It was so tough playing that. And it was a dog mentality. It was like a dog eat dog world, like bad in JUCO. Because you played a lot of top tier Texas players. People who just went to Texas A&M, a lot of people who in the NFL, and that there speaks for itself. That was just a high tier. I don't want to say the conference. I know that everybody gonna say the Jayhawk conference, the best one in JUCO, but I feel like the Texas conference was 10 times harder in my eyes. But everybody gonna talk about it. But I know I got my boy named Sonny Brown. He went to one of the biggest JUCOs in Jayhawk. I know them, but some dogs up there. Don't get me wrong. There's some dogs up there, but there was some dogs in Texas. But going to Friends, it was so different culture to me in my eyes. Was a Christian base, so you have to really change your mindset of talking to people how you talk to, especially on the field. Because everyone said they wanted to change you, but they were trying to make sure you don't get out of hand. But where I'm from, JUCO, all I know is to talk angry. I'm trying to I'm gonna get it to you one way or the other. You don't like it, it's cool. I don't care. Fight me after. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you gotta realize who you're talking to too, because you're in a different state, and you're in a different conference, and you're in a different fan base. So it's Christianity. So I'm gonna say that the second time. It's Christian. You know what I'm saying? So you really just gotta watch how you talk to people and stuff like that. But it was always a good experience. I'm blessed to have Dion, give me a chance, give me a scholarship there to play the rest of my 2 years. So I'm thankful for them. Coach Byers, all them cats up there, who gave me a chance, and just open arms, gave me, treated me like family. So like I was one of their own. So supposed to definitely shout out to Coach Byers to give me the opportunity, my linebacker coach. Even though me and him both his, but it's all love.
Quinn, what would you say about the culture of Friends?
So it was like D said, it was a Christian school. You really had to come there with a different mindset. Like you had to make sure you was either not. I'm not gonna say all about Jesus, but make sure he was in your priorities most of the time, school wise. And when it came to sports, it was like y'all can go out there and play, but you got to keep it, a certain type of respect. You can't do over the top. You can't get out of line because if you do, shoot, you can get kicked out just like that. So you really just had to keep your head mellow. You had to make sure it was fine. You had to comfort like respectfully at everybody. I mean, it was real settled, but I mean, the lifestyle there, I guess it's not how I thought it was for my first year of college. Cause I was expecting, pep rallies. We're gonna get high. We're gonna do all types of stuff. It's college, but it's Kansas and it was NI and it was a private school. So I was like, okay, what I'm saying, this is a little different to me. I never really had that, but I was like, okay. Let me get my mind right and make sure I don't do nothing until I get kicked out. Let me just make sure I stay focused. But I mean, the culture there, it was fine. It was something to remember. But I would say it was more like relaxed and like chill, other than everything else. So I was all hype and you wanna be excited. It's college, but I mean it was relaxed and calm, real down to earth. And that's how I could put it basically.
It's funny. I went to So I got scouted a couple different, schools in Tennessee and stuff, but I ended up going to a school in Wisconsin, which is where I live now. And the school that I went to was a Catholic school, and it was, chapel on campus. And it was interesting because I went in with like the mindset of, here we go. I'm just going to get trashed and have one hell of a time in college. And I got kicked off campus like my first semester of my sophomore year for getting written up on drinking alcohol on campus. And I got caught with a fake ID on campus because part of campus was like called DAMP. So if you were 21, you could drink on campus. So I presented a fake ID thinking I was slick, and I got caught with that. So it's funny. I definitely understand like where you guys are coming from for sure. It's interesting because when you like see like all this stuff about college, like in movies and stuff. When you go to a small school, not at all like that. And B, it's crazy. Like the scheduling of a college athlete is insane, dude. Insane. Oh my God. I just remember the craziest schedules. What was your guys' schedules like when you were in college?
Shoot, morning workouts 5 to 7, morning class at 8 to 9, and then 9 to 10 is another class, and you got lunch at 11. After that, you got one from like 12 to 2. After that, meetings for football, and then after that, you go straight to practice. And after that, by that time, it's like almost 7 o'clock, 8, and then you got to make sure you get the cafeteria on time before it closes. And if you don't, you go right back to your room and try to do whatever work you can at like 9 to 10. You go like, okay, I'm tired. What I'm finna do? Wake up and do it all over again? So it was really just like you trying to maintain and figure it out.
Well, yeah, I can't speak for him. He a freshman. He had hella classes. Me, I was a junior, so you can space out your classes. So that's a big part about people don't know about going to freshman year. They don't be seeing what's the difference. But mine was kind of relaxed. But going on them, like I want to say 2 days before fall camp. Oh yeah, that was definitely probably one of the hardest for any athlete that play football, basketball. If you want to, you gotta do 2 days. A lot of people don't understand, and I know a lot of people probably watching this gonna vouch for me. If you ever talking to a spouse during them times, they really gotta respect your time, your free time, because you do not have free time period in this aspect at all. Just trying to get some rest and not want to talk. They think you're doing so much better, different things, but all you really is asleep because you ain't got no time to really talk to anyone. Because when you want to talk to someone, you busy. You got energy. You busy at the time. So when you get time, you probably get lucky. You might get a call from the athlete, but if not, because all you gonna do is build stress on that dude, and then he gonna, what I'm saying, he gonna end up leaving him. But so the schedule is hectic, and it's way hectic than a lot of people, see. Only people see us on Saturdays, but people don't understand what we go through on a daily day basis. Excuse me, daily day basis to get to Saturday. They want to see the touchdowns, the tackles, all that, but our life is hell. Going through so much just to prepare and perform for the school, perform for the fans. Your body go through so much during that week, and there's a lot of really got to take care of your body, but people don't understand that because given a longevity of playing in football or any sport, you got to really take care of your body. And a lot of people, saying you got to see what's going on with that, but majority of your schedule time, you ain't got no time. So your schedule all hectic, all messed up. So that when people be like, "Oh, y'all so excited!" Well, I was, when the tour days over with, y'all excited for the season to start? No, we just excited. We ain't got to do tour days anymore. Like people don't understand that. You probably be more excited just to go to school because you ain't got to go to work. You ain't got to wake up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Just to practice, work out, watch film, work out, watch film. When you watch to the last part of the film, you're probably like 8 or 9 at that time, tour days. So you'll be happy when school starts. So a lot of people be like, "Oh, I can't wait for y'all to play." No, we just ready to get back to school when we can have a little bit of free time. But that school part is your free time, honestly. So we just gotta know how to choose wisely, honestly. So it's kind of hectic for sure.
So my last question here that I had written down was what NFL teams do you guys both like?
My team sucked, but it was Sonoma. But we ain't gonna talk about them at all. We ain't gonna talk about what we need for them. But we need to trade Matt Ryan, but we ain't gonna speak on him.
I agree. I completely agree.
But but I like the Seahawks. I like the Titans. The Cleveland Browns really getting me up there. Just to, watch them more because they did a whole 360 this year. And I'm really surprised with the Buffalo. No, not Buffalo. I said Cleveland tripping. But my favorite because my cousin play right now, OJ Howard for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're gonna always be one of my top tier teams. I love watching my family. Growing up with somebody in the same aspect and the same family. They always give me comfort and just be happy. To support my cousin regardless. So can't wait for him to get healthy and see him back on the field. Love you, boy. That's all I want to say.
What about you, Quentin?
My team's probably Cleveland. I'll probably say the Chiefs. I mean, they got some exciting people to watch, but Cleveland, what I'm saying, they was an underdog team. Like, then nobody expected them to make it that far. And then once they did, they was like, what I'm saying, this the team that we supposed to be watching. Yeah, I mean, they got people that ain't nobody thought could come together and really to make something happen. So it's like a lot of underdog teams like that. It's like I like looking out for stuff like that because everybody like, let's say the Chiefs or the Ravens or now the Buccaneers. It's like, okay, cool. We know they're gonna go far, but how about the team that's like, what I'm saying, that's not gonna make it that far. That's shocking everybody. Shoot, like I even watched a little bit of Miami. I understand too. He wasn't doing everything he had to in the beginning, but hey, once he got in motion, it was looking pretty good. So I was just like, okay, might keep up with them, might keep up with Cleveland, some other teams, but everybody. I mean, I don't know though. It's just like I like watching underdog teams because you see who stands out and how the team comes together. Like what makes them go so far? Because then nobody expected them to go that far. It's like, shoot, you already know who's gonna make it, so you got to watch out for like the other team that's not. Because then it gets exciting because you didn't expect that much from them.
Yeah, I hate the Browns. Just because I'm a Steelers fan, but
We ain't gonna talk about run, but I understand.
I fucking hate the Browns. So what's who's your guys' favorite players? If you had to pick like your favorite player, if you got one, who would you say?
Currently, right now.
Yeah.
I'm going with my family. Derek Moncrief, who played for the LA Rams.
I don't even think I got one for real. I like watching everybody, but I think if I had to choose, I'd probably say like maybe Tyreek Hill. I ain't gonna lie, just because he's a quick person. I'm a quick person, so I can relate. But I mean, just seeing him do some routes or something, or seeing him blow past people, it's like okay, I'm used to that because I've always been like the fastest on any team I've ever been on. So it's like, and I'm a DB, so they need that. So it's like, hey, look, speed kills. Speed kills. They need you. You can go get it. You on defense, you can guard anything that's over the top. So I mean, shoot, that's speed. That's
Tyreek is a freak, dude. He's a freak.
best man.
D, how many family members do you have in the NFL? Just two?
Yeah, I just got 2 right now.
OJ Howard's a monster, dude.
Almost definitely is.
He's a freak athlete.
Yeah.
It's insane to watch him do some of the things he does at his position.
He's gonna get even better, coming off the injury. He's gonna shock a lot of people this year coming up.
He's got I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan by any means. People that listen to my stuff frequently know that I hate Tom Brady actually. But I will say this, that Tom Brady being the quarterback, and if you're a tight end on any of Tom Brady's teams, you're going to get looks. There's no doubt about that. He throws to the tight end a lot.
Yeah, most definitely.
Tight end and slot. This year is the most he's ever thrown the ball down the field. Because he's just old now at this point. But all right. Well, you guys got anything else you want to talk about tonight?
That's it. Well, you got everything out with me today, so But I want to say thank you for having me. Giving me the opportunity. And it's funny how you said he was like, oh, a lot of people been reaching out. A lot of people reach out to you, and you don't get a lot of people on your shows. But I'm thankful for giving me a shot. Giving me a chance. I don't know because of my highlights, whatever, got y'all, but I'm thankful for it.
Hey, man, it was like I said, it's one of those things where, like me personally, I don't allow like just anyone on my show. But when you reached out, I was like, I always check people out, right? I always look them up and see like, what could they add to my show that I haven't brought on yet. And I thought it would be kind of a unique viewpoint. And Quentin, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you joined us too. It's it was awesome. It was a good topic. I appreciate both of you guys taking time out of your day to come on. And unfortunately, I wish things would have worked out last night. Goddamn work, dude.
I'm already know. I understand.
Oh man, I was supposed to be. We closed at 5 p.m. and I left at 8:30.
Yeah, that's definitely.
It's one of those days, man. But I appreciate both of you guys coming on. One more time, just for the end of the episode. Both of you, tell everyone where everyone can find you on social media.
Twitter, ODM_Femo36. On IG, ODM_Huncho. And Snapchat, DStill1. Reach out, come at me, give me, some opportunity, give me some new people. We could reach out, whoever trying to get some work in, let me know, reach out to me, bless up.
Shoot, Twitter, Mr. Drain _22. Shoot, Instagram, WhatItDoQ_2. And Snapchat, Mr. Drain _99. Shoot, hit me up, man. We can get it popping. All we gotta do is talk and chat it up.
Hell yeah. I think if you guys are interested, I'll talk to Robbie. We'll get you on like a Rum Boys show or something. And we'll shoot the shit about a bunch of random stuff. We'll probably do like After Dark. If I can get you guys on After Dark, we'll have a good time. All we do is just drink and talk about football and bullshit around. So it's a good time. But appreciate both you guys coming on tonight. Appreciate everyone out there listening. And fucking take her sleazy.
Thank you.
All right, man.